In 2018, I attempted suicide. In August of 2018, I attempted suicide. And why did I attempt suicide and why did I want to die? Because I hated my life. I hated everything. I was struggling to find happiness. I wasn't happy in my marriage. I wasn't happy at work. I wasn't happy with just how life was. I felt lost. I felt broken. I felt defeated. And I felt tired. I felt exhausted. Full of anxiety, full of depression, full of just not wanting to wake up the next day, just laying there hoping that maybe I wouldn't wake up, maybe a heart attack, or maybe something will happen that I don't wake up. Because you get to that dark point, you get to that point that you don't want to talk to anybody anymore. You don't want to share with anybody anymore. You feel you've already exhausted that route. You're tired of pretending to be okay. You're tired of pretending to be fine. You're tired. You're just tired. And you wanted to stop. You wanted to stop. You want the pain to stop. You want the feelings inside you to stop. A lot of times we feel that nobody can relate to us. No one knows what it's like to feel inside and to look around and look at your family yet feel alone. To look at your friends and yet feel alone. And that's what happens when you start going into that dark hole, is you feel alone. You feel that none of them really care. You feel that you saying that you're okay and that you're fine, that maybe your friends or family will say, hey, what's really going on? But no one ever does. And it's not their responsibility to. And that's where I was at. I felt like I was a burden to my parents. I felt like I was a burden to my family. I felt like it was just work, all of that stuff, man. It was all on my shoulders. It was all the pressure was there. And I couldn't take that pressure anymore. I couldn't take it all anymore. I couldn't take fighting through life alone anymore. And so you hit that dark spot. And you think that happiness is dependent on other people and on work and on money and all this stuff could make you happy, and it doesn't. When you're in that dark place, all the money in the world ain't going to pull you out of it. Because all you want to do is be heard. All you want to do is have some light shown and some guidance shown to be able to get all these emotions out that you start to bury down deep inside. Because when you start to bury these emotions down deep inside is where they start to fester and they start to rot and they start to attack you. They start to pull you down into hell. And that's where I was at. I didn't want to be here anymore. And it gets better, and I fought through it. And thankfully, there's frozen vodka, and that pissed me off, and so I did not commit suicide. Everything else was set up for it, all the way down to the tarp and the scrub brush and the bleach. The rope was already hung. I knew it would hold my weight. That's how obsessed I was and how one-track mind I was, because you go down this path that you find a solution. And the solution isn't the solution that you want. Nobody wants a solution. But it is a solution in your head to make the pain stop. So you become obsessed with it. You become happy because you know a way out. You already feel broken and alone, and that you're the burden of everybody's life, that you're the problem. And that with you not being there, there's no longer a problem there, and everyone's life will be that much better. And that's what constantly is going through your head. And it's hard, man. It's hard when you're fighting with depression. It's hard when you're fighting by yourself. And people will tell you, oh man, I'm there for you. We don't want to be vulnerable with you. We don't want to share with you. We're already past that point. We're past that point where we are taking on the darkness alone. And we don't want to share it because we don't think you really care. And that's all the lies that our brain tells us. And it is hard. And it is brutal. And it is lonely. And I've been there. And I've fought back through it. And I'll say this. I'm glad I didn't commit suicide that day. I've learned how to find happiness within myself and not be reliant on anyone else. To have goals that are mine and nobody else's. To be a little selfish in life for what is my light and what is my happiness. And it makes it all a lot easier. It makes it all okay. I've learned how to be a better partner, to be a better son, to be accountable and not be the victim. But I didn't find all this on my own. I got with therapists, I got with friends, I started opening up more and more slowly to other people. And fought my way back to the light. So anybody who's going through it, man, I've been there before, and I know what it's like. I can tell you this, that you're not alone. That you are worth it. But it starts with you wanting it and deciding to fight back just one more time, just fighting back one more time. Setting that therapy appointment, being honest with your therapist, being open with your therapist, and begging for fucking help. And that will bring you back to the light. You're not alone and you got this.